Hey, what's up everybody, this is Ocean1, and today I want to go over some new patch notes for Atlas. Now, they just did the live stream yesterday, and I've already done a video over kind of their roadmap, and they just released some new patch notes that they're going to be coming before the March update. So this will be on the 1st of March, actually today. I don't think this is out yet, but there's also updated stuff for the new features and content on the actual update page. Then I still have to make a video on the captain's log, which goes over a ridiculous amount of stuff, but I want to go over all of the stuff in the actual update page. So first we have some stuff that's already been out, and that's new style claim flag with improved flag physics that came out yesterday. So it's basically the flag looks like a waving flag instead of just like a solid object. Improved minimap X icon for visibility. That is your character where you are. Sometimes this would disappear or be completely like non-visible just because of the rest of the stuff going on in the map. Added chat tabs and reorganized claim flag notifications. So just some small stuff there. Then we have the new stuff that was added for the like official notes for the mid to late March update. So the big update, and this is the official stuff. The stuff they go over in the captain's log and stuff like that is all the stuff they're working on and are what they're saying is going to be in the March update. This stuff, even though this could be just the same, this stuff seems to be more stuff that's kind of set in stone already. You know, kind of gonna be there, like a much higher chance of it being in the batch. So we have grappling hook has been revamped, better physics and grappling mechanics, and players will be able to realistically swing using them. So they showed this in the live stream actually, and right now you kind of just grapple to something and go up. Now you can like swing back and forth like a pendulum, and kind of actually use it as a grappling hook. Like you can swing back and forth on the boats, all that type of stuff. So it's actually more like a grappling hook instead of just hooking onto something and going, you know, up or down. Players can also respawn on the server they died on. So now if you die on a grid, you'll be able to spawn on that grid. Then we have all servers can now be set as a home server and have unique spawn points. So basically when they're talking about servers, they're talking about a grid, which is technically a different server, but it's so connected to the entire 255 server grid. So they're talking about a grid. You can set your home server to any grid and it'll have specific spawn points for that grid. Various spawner adjustments and fixes across all islands. So if I'm not mistaken, that's like spawns of animals, probably players, and then maybe resources and stuff. It's not really specific. Pistol reloading, now it changed to have the minigame appear back to back rather than through various points of the animation. So this is going to help because you'll know once the first one pops up, the next one's coming right after, instead of, you know, one popping up, then one coming up a few seconds later. And like being a lot less easy to use because of server lag and all that type of stuff. It may pop up, you know, too late for you to be able to realistically get it. And with this, you have a much better chance of, you know, getting them back to back instead of having that weird wait. Vitamin rebalance. Players can now mount a sail to directly control the sail's open/close amount and rotation settings in a more intuitive way. This was here before, but this is basically, you'll be able to enter kind of like a can or something. You'll be able to enter the sail and much more easily, you know, basically change directions, put it up or down if you don't have NPCs on the sails yet. Currently contested claims will now be indicated on the map. Global territory messages updated. Any dead shipwrecks from a company appear with a unique icon on your map now so that you can find the wreck. Some of these were in there before, but I'm still just going to go over all of them. Character creator now has a height slider to make it easier to set your character's desired height, and territory map will now display allies as teal colored. That's actually a really big one. So now we have, this is a ton of new stuff. So redesign Atlas World. So that's basically all the new islands, which they've said in the captain's log that will pretty much be one island per grid. So 255 extra islands added into the game. Then they're doing the new underwater trench biomes. Then they're redoing part of the tundra biomes. I don't remember which one it's supposed to be, but they're kind of all the same thing. So they're redesigning like half the tundra biomes to be a specific, you know, type compared to like north to south, I'm pretty sure. Then the new feature war system, we went over that in there, and we'll go over more of that in the captain's log, but we went over that with their like roadmap that I did a video on before this one. New feature, 7 more main quests, which upon completion will provide their own unique skill unlock. I'm pretty sure I know they talked about these main quests before and they had it here, but I don't think they specifically said it gave you your own unique skill unlock. So all these main quest lines are going to be giving new skill unlocks for them, which is really cool. Actually adding like more permanent rewards to give you incentive to go out and do the stuff, because the Kraken's a main mission. There's going to be that new tundra or that new like snow dungeon or whatever it is at some point that'll also give you one. So there's going to be 7 more. So I assume that'll just be 8 or 9 if you're including the Fountain of Youth. New structure, guillotine, hanging your foes in a noose taking too long, off with their heads. They showed this over the live stream, and I talked about a little bit about this in the roadmap video. New feature, curses tied to the execution of players. New feature, giant crab. It can carry heavy loads along with players, tames, and wild creatures. New vehicle, the submarine. Explore the depths of the ocean in a small scouting submarine. No weapons on board, but it does have claw arms to help harvest the ocean floor and explore and demolish shipwrecks. I'm wondering how much this thing's actually going to be able to carry, because you can't have, I think they said 5 people are going to be allowed inside of it at a time. Unless they, you know, change that number around. But I'm wondering how much it's actually going to be able to carry. I'd assume quite a bit, because it's a super high tier thing and has no weapon, no offensive capabilities. So I assume it's going to have a really large weight capacity, especially since it could demolish shipwrecks and harvest. Because if you took it down to demolish a galleon, like 1 galleon plank is a ridiculous amount of weight. New environment, deep ocean trench, a new area to explore guarded by powerful underwater creatures, and home to the new giant crab. They did also say there's going to be new power stones in every single one of the trenches that are like a harder version of power stones, and once you get all of those, you'll be able to fight a harder version of the Kraken. So this is kind of like the different boss difficulties in Ark, except a much higher tier or extensive version, because you have to do so much to actually get them. And I'm wondering what the actual rewards will be for fighting that higher tier Kraken. They don't have it in here, so maybe it won't be out when March comes out, but they talked about that in the live stream. New feature, player shops and free ports. Players can set up automated shops in each free port, listing loot for sale and naming their own gold coin prices. So they're saying right here it's in free ports. I'm not exactly sure. I'm going to have to go watch the VOD again of the Twitch live stream, because I thought they said, because they're going to want to put these shops, be able to put these shops, you know, on your own islands, wherever you want them. Just set them up anywhere. But if I'm not mistaken, I thought they said they want to do the shops first on your owned islands, but I'm not sure. It would make sense to have them on free ports first, so maybe they just said it wrong or I heard it wrong. But either way, it's either going to start on free ports or you're going to be able to place them on your owned islands. And then at some point, they will definitely be adding, so you can pretty much place them anywhere and add more features to them. New cosmetic, peg legs, hook hands, and multiple armor sets to customize the look of your company and crew, provided as a permanent unlock for completing the quests in addition to skill rewards. So all of these, the peg legs, hook hands, and a bunch of armor sets are all going to come from the quests. They did take the daily quests off this, because right above the main quest before, there was added daily quests to give rewards. I'm hoping those are still in, because that's a really cool feature that they could add to give people extra loot and actual usable, like, upgraded loot in the game. Redesign squads. Ship of the Damned will now come in multiple size variations with different stats and difficulty levels. So there's the ship of the damned we have right now is a brig. They're going to be adding a schooner, which is smaller, and then a galleon, which is bigger. And how they're sounding like they're going to make this is stuff's going to spawn in squads, and it's seeming to be random size variations and random difficulty levels, and they'll probably have different stats. So maybe some are faster, maybe some do more damage and are tankier, maybe some are super slow with a ton of HP, but we don't exactly know on that specific information yet. And now we have some pretty big changes that we didn't actually know that was going to happen. So they're calling this Anarchy version 20. So this is what's coming out on the 1st of March. That's that's today, but it hasn't come out yet. But it is super early where their studio is. So with our planned changes for March, the game will be heading into a more rule-based system. So the next few weeks we'll be making some changes to experience what it would be like if we took an alternate route. So this will basically be from the 1st till the end of March when they redo the game. This is basically a test on official servers to be like, what would happen if we took this route, which I think is pretty cool, because once, you know, games like this, like Ark, or a game like this that usually doesn't wipe a lot, only wipes if they have to, if there's major changes, if there's some major exploit. And once a wipe is around the corner, people just stop really playing for the long game. They kind of just start PvPing, using all their resources to go PvP and just do whatever and just kind of mess around, since it's not going to be permanent. And it's going to be wiping soon. So they're basically doing this to give people, you know, something else to test out before the new patch. And what they're going to be doing is 6 times rates: harvesting, taming, experience, and gold. So that is a massive increase. So 6 times to basically everything besides XP. I'm stupid. So pretty much everything. Trying to think if there's anything that isn't. I mean, it's pretty much all just 6 times rates for everything. Pretty crazy. Claim flags will no longer prevent enemy building. You can now build anywhere, and structure build radius will prevent it, and only structure build radius will prevent it. This is a non-default, which will be enabled on our PvP networks. Unofficials can also use this as a custom server-side config. So they're basically making it so claim flags don't prevent enemy building, so you can build anywhere, only structure radius will prevent it. I don't know what radius they're going to use, if they're going to use the old lawless radius, which was kind of like an arc radius of how close you could build to something, or the new one that's pretty much a few foundations away you can build. So we'll have to see on that. All servers other than Golden Age ruins can be set to home servers, allowing players to respawn at them, which is also planned for the big update at the end of March. Then we have, this is what we're enabling on all of our Golden Age ruins, our non-Golden Age ruins, but please note that you must also flag the corresponding grids as home servers on the server grid. That's GSON. Just some coding. The patch will also include whispering voice hotkey, server-side config that allows you to alter the distance for the 3 voice modes: whispering, normal, and yelling. So a lot of like RP players were wanting a whisper one. So right now, if you don't know, I think it's delete. You hold and you can yell, and it goes a lot further distance the in-game voice does, and it drains stamina. So that's actually a way people would kill themselves if they were being held in a cage. They would drain their stamina using that. That's also a way people would just kind of spam like random noises and music. That was pretty annoying. But they're adding a whisper version of that, so it's much quieter, much lower distance. Removing the destruction mesh on lighthouses increases the limit of folders and inventories from 20 to 40 and 80 in bookshelves. Treasure map names now include the grid for easy filtering. So this is nice. So basically, if you don't know, like every treasure map has a grid to where it's at. And it was super annoying trying to organize maps before, because you get tons and tons of maps and you want to organize them by the grid. So say if you know, a bunch of people are taking multiple ships out to go to like some grid, they can be like, okay, what's all the maps in this grid or adjacent grids, so we can get a ton at once. And that's just much easier to be able to have the grid in the name, to be able to organize everything. These changes will allow us to see how the game would pan out if we didn't have the claim system affect build rules, which helps us collect more feedback on playstyles. So this is kind of a cool test. I don't think this is going to be, maybe there will be other servers as the game goes on that have different rules, but the main rules are still going to be what they have outlined for the end of March, and this is just a test, so keep that in mind. Because I know they're not going to keep this, because pretty much what this is going to entail is pretty much just if they use the same lawless building radius as they have it on lawless right now, this will just be no base can ever be defended even slightly, because you can just build cannons and stuff right next to bases, and mortars. People will just go on anyone's island, build a couple mortars, and demo bases easily. If it's a farther distance, it's just going to be foundation spams on islands. Right now on lawless, you can't even foundation spam because of you legitimately have to completely fill the ground with foundations to be able to stop people from building, because it's so close. But if they did an old like Ark version, people will still just foundation and pillar spam all on the islands they already own. So it's basically, if you're not repaired, you're going to get destroyed easily, and if you are prepared, you're just going to have to foundation spam anywhere, is basically how that's going to work, how that's going to play out. But it's going to be kind of fun with all the 6 times rates, so you know you're going to be able to build up super quickly. It's probably just going to be all out war until the big March update comes, since this one's supposed to come out on the 1st. But that is the current updated patch notes. I will be doing videos on a bunch of stuff they talked about in the Twitch live stream. I'll be doing a video on the captain's log, which gives a ton of more specific information on the big March update. So subscribe if you want to see more Atlas content. Leave a like if you like the video. Leave a comment down below what you think about Atlas as a whole, what you think about these updates, what you think about this 1st of March Anarchy test, and thanks for watching.